All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Almost thought it was Thursday. I don't know why. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I am your host and pilot, Uncle B. We are continuing our journey to Indonesia. This is leg 25 of 32. So we are nearing the end of our journey that started in Amsterdam, heading to Indonesia, the former Dutch East Indies. So we've got a bit of flying. Not, I thought it was going to be about 3 hours of flying total, but it's going to be about 2.5. Once we're in the air, we're gonna take off. We're gonna hang a left turn and head southeast of here for just over an hour to our first nav point. Past that, continue on, and we'll be going inland. We'll be heading a bit over the water today for part of the first part of the flight, and then we'll be inland. We'll turn in. We've got an ILS approach. We're going to dial in the ILS frequency to help bring us in. Should be very simple stuff. Don't expect any issues along the way. So we will wait for a little bit before we get ready to depart. Well, I'm ready to depart, but we'll give people time in case they want to join. If not, that's perfectly fine. The server is empty right now. There's nobody here. There's no other names in the area, at least. So, we'll wait to see if anybody pops in. But I did put in the Discord. There's a couple. There's in order of which airport is closer, after I take off, which one will be the one that'll be closest to me that you can fly with me if you don't want to fly out of here. So, so yeah, there's those options if I'm already in the air and on my way, or you can take off from here and catch up to me. It's up to you. If not, it's quite all right. Wait about almost 6 more minutes and about 7.5. Well, 6.5 going on 6. So we'll wait a little bit, and if not, we'll go ahead and get in the air and be on our way. So if you weren't here on Monday when I came in for the landing, we crossed over this runway, headed out over the water there, behind the trees, and then came back around past this way, and then came around and landed at the other end here. So windsock is dead right now. No wind really. Maybe a little gust, a little breeze slightly, but nothing significant. So but whatever it is, it's coming from this direction. So if there is anything, we're heading into it. So that'll help. I'm going to sip my coffee while we wait and see if anybody's going to pop in. Double check everything. I did correct the altimeters. Every time it seems, for whatever reason, always whenever I check these, it's always at 2.9 or 9 or 8, which is not correct. So those have all been corrected. We got our first nav point dialed in, 11300. So hopefully it won't take long for us to pick up this needle, and it'll take us right to our first nav point. Once we have that, we won't really need to worry about the heading bug. I think once we get close to once I know we're near our second nav point, I'll go ahead and dial in the ILS frequency, the localizer DME at the other end of the runway there from our landing runway of 21, and then everything should just pick right up. All right, a few more minutes and then we're gonna get going. I'll just double check to make sure nobody's might need an invite. No, it's not looking like. I don't think we're gonna get any takers today. That's fine. Should have more than enough fuel to get there. I'm going to run an ad and use the restroom real quick while we're waiting to see if anybody else is going to pop in. I'll be right back, folks. All right, I'm back. Let's see. All right, I don't think anybody else is gonna pop in today to fly. If not, they know, or if they know how to find me on the server, they'll do that. So let's go ahead and get going. Just want to make sure we didn't see if there was anybody that needed an invite. Does not look to be the case, so let's go. Not even a lot to get going. Love it. I love it. Getting a 142. Morning, Joseph. How are you? Nice to see you here. I'm fine, thanks. We're just going to get underway. Here over Myanmar. Fly over the water for a little bit. How are you doing, Joseph? Oh, there we go. Look at that. We're already picking up our VOR DME. I love it. That's some awesome stuff right there. Needle's already active. You're rebuilding a go-kart. Okay. How did you get mixed up into rebuilding a go-kart? If you don't mind me asking. I wonder if these are a little bit more powerful VOR DMEs because of the... You're flying over water and stuff that they want you to... It seems like a rather... interesting... And one of the other things I need to make, it's like I have all these things that I want to do or that I'm making plans for, but I never, seems like I get pulled into different directions and then I don't, so, I think I'm going to try today to find, a way to have some background music. It's not going to be anything heavy. It's probably just going to be like some jazz music. Just something kind of relaxing. I know that's probably not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. Look at that. We're in 16 knots. I love it. Oh, you know why? Because we're in, like, throttled back just a little bit. If we get her out right there. Should get it. Let's go ahead and yeah, just to have some background music. I see a lot of streamers have music on, you know, and it's all, well, except for Para, because he uses music that's, you know, he can't get his stuff monetized because he's using music that's not royalty free. So I'm going to try to find something that is, if I can. Yeah, I like to have a little bit of music to be able to hear in the background as well. I usually when I'm flying, like if I fly with Captain Arish or when I'm playing other games, I usually have music on that I can hear through my headphones. So, yeah, it just depends. Like, there's quite a few times I fly with Cat Marsh. I just have Pink Floyd on Spotify. The later years album that has the Momentary Lapse of Reason album, and then a lot of live stuff. So it's really good. It's all remastered. I didn't know this, but when the album was released in the 80s, Richard Wright did not do all the keyboard work for the album, so it was all remastered. So all that stuff was added in, or they redid it, whatever they had to do. But yeah, it's a great bunch of music. So yeah, I'm going to see what I can find. I looked at it before, but I didn't find anything that was like close to what I really wanted playing in the background. I wanted bossa nova, which is like Brazilian jazz, kind of has a dance beat to it. Yeah, it's see if there's anybody. Nope, nobody behind me, surprisingly. Or want to make sure that we didn't have a surprise sneaking up on us. Hello. Yeah. I looked initially, and hello USA. I'm guessing US April. Is that how it's supposed to be? I'm not too. I'm always confused by the numbers. If it's supposed to represent a letter, sometimes I'm a bit thrown off by it. So, but thank you again for the follow. You did follow earlier. PR1. Okay. USA PR1. Okay. I didn't know if it was like supposed to be US April or something like that. I don't. But yeah, you did follow. I think a few days ago. You were on my follow list. Yeah, about 5 days ago. So thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. We are on our way. This is so if you haven't heard, I found this old 1930s KLM route that they did from Amsterdam to the Dutch East Indies, which is now known as Indonesia. So we started off in the Fokker F-7B, which was quite a handful to fly. Things didn't seem to be working quite right. So I pressed the Junkers 52 back into service, and it's been flying for quite some time now. This journey started back in April. We've only been doing the flights Mondays and Wednesdays. Originally, it took them a week to fly the entire route. So they would fly from sunup to near sundown. All VFR, they had to have clear weather, so they can identify all their landmarks and everything, so they knew where they were. So we've been on the way here for quite some time. This is leg 25 of 32. Next week, we have the 2 flights, which will mean 6-5. It'll be leg 26 and 27. And then that brings us into... So then 28 and 29 will be on the... Yeah, so 8th of August and the 10th of August will be legs 28 and 29. And then after that, on the 15th, 16th, and 17th, we're going to do all the rest of the legs. It's going to be 3 days of flying. The 15th and 16th are going to be a bit long in flights. The 17th is going to be a very short flight. We're going to take off, probably be under an hour long in flight. We're going to land, and then I'm going to take a few days to off from streaming. I was thinking about maybe the whole rest of the month of August, but no, I think that's going to be a bit much. So I'll take a couple days just to kind of look at some plans for the rest of August going into September. Now, I may be going out of town in September. I don't know. That is a distinct possibility. I might be heading home to see family in September. What else? I was gonna say. So yeah, I've been looking on FS Hub some different stuff. We may do two different things. Like on Monday, we do a flight over Route 66, starting from Chicago going to Santa Monica Pier, and then on Wednesdays we may do a flight that will follow, or well, kind of follow, but we'll land at the airports along the way where the Oriental Express, is it Orient? Yeah, the Orient Express. Sorry, the train route. So we may do that at on Wednesdays, just for fun. So not sure which aircraft I'll fly in either one of those. I kind of feel like this would be a perfect plane for both of them, because that way we're not taking off and we're getting there very quickly, and we're landing and we didn't really. This is slow enough, I think, that we can be outside and enjoy the scenery here a bit. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Doggone it. I got so wrapped up in other things. Totally forgot to start my chronometer. Doggone it. Well, I think we've been in the air for about 13 minutes. Yeah. So we should have we've got under an hour to get to our first nav point. We're going to fly over an airport. Should be pretty easy to identify, and then so yeah, we're just flying over some water in the meantime. So yeah, we may do that just to have some different stuff, or I may look at some other ideas just to see what other interesting things there might be to do. So, 4 viewers, thank you all for coming in and hanging out today. Appreciate it. And then on Monday, I apologize. Yes, multiplayer, all players. I do believe is how it's set up. Yeah, it's the middle one and the top. I have it all set up. So yeah, Southeast Asia server. My gamer tag Kermit. Here, I'll show you. Right there, Kermit D Frog 881. Is the Yep, no problem. Anybody's more than welcome to fly along, whether you want to fly, if you have the Junkers, you can fly that. If you have something else you prefer to fly, that's fine. I know my friend Mick has flown with me in the Spitfire on some of these legs. Sometimes he's used the Cessna 172. Yeah, like the server's empty, so it should be easy to find my nameplate on there. If not, if you put in your gamer tag, then I can, or yeah, your tag, I can add you and then invite you to the group if you want. Yeah, happy to have people along. But yeah, there's between here and our first nav point, there's 3 airports, and I'll give you the in this order. So that first one is the one that's closest to me right now. If you're gonna join in. Yeah, I gotta make sure I use that chronometer so I know roughly when we should start looking for our... It's a good way to keep track of how long we've been flying and when I should expect to see the location of our first nav point. Oh, I should get a picture before I forget. It's clear weather as well, so no live weather. Just gonna fly with the flying with clear weather so we can navigate and all that. So kind of going over what the plan is. Once we get closer to our destination at Yangon airport there, we're going to hit our second and final VOR DME. As we get close to that, and we visually can know that we're where we're supposed to be, I'm going to dial in the ILS, the localizer DME at the other end of the runway. We're going to turn in on runway 21 on a heading of 214. Dial in that localizer DME, and we should go right on in. We need to be at about 3,000 feet by the time we get to that our second nav point of Hotel Golf Uniform. So we need to be about there, and then we'll dial that in, and then we should be good to go for our approach into Yangon, and it'll help guide us right on in, and we'll be on the ground. So I'm going to try to use different approaches. You know, like obviously there was no ILS or localizer DME back when this route was done, when this route was flown. So, but you know, if I could find an approach that kind of helps us locate our airport and you know, locate our landing runway, which direction we need to come in on, and all that kind of stuff, and I'll kind of add that in as well during these flights, so that we can get on the ground. Expeditiously and forthwith, as I like to say. Alright, if we're coming up on this stretch of land here, let me look at my... Alright, I think... Yeah, so we're near our first... the first of the 3 runways, so we're near VYKP. Kayak Piu. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. That's our first. So the stretch of land that we see in front of us are that first airport that if anybody wants to fly and they want to join in, this would be your opportunity, first of 3 opportunities right here coming up. Somewhere, I think it's like right over here. It's like right on the, let's see here. Actually, it's a little bit farther over. Somewhere, it gets closer to the, yeah, like right over there somewhere. Alright. So we're almost halfway to our... Oh, let's see. Let me look. Probably just... No, not quite halfway there yet. Once we pass... once we get past this point... We'll... We're almost there, halfway there. Yeah, we've been making good time so far. We've been fortunate. We've been squeezing a little bit more speed out of this plane. It's been really good. I did manipulate the time, so it'll be roughly 4 something when we land in the afternoon, although it'll be darker in, it'll be like 6, almost 7 by the time we land. So yeah, the airport should be like right there. Somewhere over in here. Kind of looks like it right there, but I could be wrong. Tomorrow we will be in the Cessna 172. We will be going from Olbin to Marina di Campo. Some little more kind of island flying. Just getting ready for remote working. Have you tried the beach? Yes, I have tried the D18. I was really excited for it because it was finally we're getting some of these big radial classic planes, especially on the Xbox side. The problem is though that there's a noise issue. The plane, the engine sounds are not like anywhere remotely close to what they would sound like in real life. So, and then there's, if you join multiplayer with the D18, it there's a terrible noise that the other folks in the multiplayer can hear, and so they're, yeah, it's a bit of a, some people prefer that you don't fly it in the multiplayer servers or with them in multiplayer, only because of that noise. I think I found a way to minimize it, but I don't know. I've not tried it with somebody else's flying. So, because the one person I do usually fly with is asked that nobody flies the plane and for the time being, if you're going to join him on a multiplayer flight, which I respect. You know, it's, he doesn't want to have that terrible noise and all that, but I don't know. It's one of those weird situations that even the fix that I think I found, it may not fix it on a multiplayer setting. I really don't know. So, but it is a nice looking plane. I hope Coronado is working on the sound issue and getting ready to fix that and all that, so that, you know, it'll be a nice, because it is a nice plane. It's a bit weird in some respects, but yeah, it's a really nice looking plane, I think. They did do some improvements to the stagger wing. There's like these crazy bars that are, you know, that's how the plane was designed and built inside the cockpit there. But it's the problem is that it obstructs your field of view, so they put an option where you can remove those so you can see better. So but yeah, the stagger wing's pretty nice. I do like that. What I've been trying to do, though, with a few exceptions, is I've been, you know, if people want to fly with me, I've tried to make an effort to fly with aircraft that most everybody else has access to, so that way if they get stuck, I can help them figure it out. Sometimes, you know, you might miss a button or a knob or something, and you're like, I don't know where this is. So I've been trying to do that, I guess with varying degrees of success in a way. So And it'll be my luck one of the day the next time I fly, or if I say, well, I'm going to fly this instead of this, that's when everybody's like, well, but I'm going to join you now, and I don't know what to do, So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's quite a few people that I've known that have got the sim recently that they're just like, I really don't know what to do, and it's like, well, there's a in sim like flight school, you start there, and then we can fly, and it doesn't have to be on a stream. We can just fly together, and all that. So our second airport should be off on that island right there, I do believe. So we are over halfway to our first nav point. We're making really good time. Again, I forgot to start my chronometer, my little stopwatch out here on my laptop, so that I could time myself. So I knew roughly how long we've been flying and how much farther we would have to go. I feel like we're making really good time so far this morning. So yeah, Cessna 172. That's a total of 124 nautical miles. I'm going to take off on a heading of 352, intercept a TACAN, and then turn on a heading of 034 for another 62 nautical miles, and we should be inside of our airport. Friday, Cessna CJ4 going from Port Angeles to Edmonton. Lightning Saturday, Fairchild Air Force Base. Going to Great Falls International. And Sunday, no flying. We're gonna do some train sim stuff on Sunday. Do a couple runs on some German routes, or a German route. I'm not sure which one yet. I need to open up Train Sim World 2 and pick a German route that we can do a couple runs on Sunday, and that'll wrap up our stuff for Sunday. And then we'll be back in the Eucharist 52 on Monday. Oh, speaking of Monday, almost forgot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up early Monday morning. The Walmart near where I live opens up at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I am going to run over there, get some stuff, go shopping real quick. I'm not going to take my time. I just know what I'm going to grab in the interim. Grab that, and then we're going to do and then I'm going to get back here, put my stuff away, make some coffee, and have a bite to eat, and then I'll start up the stream. What I'll probably just do is, for the sake of time, is I'll start up, the plane will already be started up on the departure runway from Yangon on Monday, the 1st of August. I don't know why I said April. 1st of August, and then that's going to be about almost a 4-hour flight. So I'll try to get back, and then that way we can get going, and I'm definitely going to try to go live before 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to go in, grab some stuff, get through checkout, hurry home, and then so we'll make our target time of about 7 7:10 or but no later than 7:30. I'd like to really definitely be started. Turn a little bit off course there. All right, so our second airport is over on this island here. That is Victor Yankee Mike November. So we are more than halfway to our first nav point. Now this Saturday, I don't know what time. I'm guessing it's, I gotta find out. I might know more today. Possibly. I'm gonna I don't know how I would do it though. I guess if I had like an actual streaming laptop with OBS and everything, it would work better. We're supposed to be doing the Dark Hours raid in Division 2. So I was thinking about streaming that, but you wouldn't hear the other players' voices. But I'm trying to figure out how you could hear mine where I wouldn't be like because we have to be able to communicate, and if I'm talking, explaining things in the stream, then I'm gonna be talking over people, and then that's not gonna go well. So I may just have to. You may only hear my responses to stuff. I don't know, we'll see. We're trying to get through a run. We're trying to help some people who've not been in there before learn the raid and how to do everything. So it would be a bit of a long stream, but it would be kind of like, after sometimes it might get a little boring too. I don't know. Alright, so there's that. Let me see where we are now, according to Sky Vector. Alright, so we're going to pass. We've got this island to our right. And then we're going to fly over this tip here, and then we're going to cross over a bit of water, and then our first nav point is somewhere up there in the distance. But we're doing pretty well on time, I think. Of course, this is the part I'm perplexed. It seems like. It used to be everybody'd want to see me take off, and then once I started flying for a bit, that's when everybody disappeared. It's like they don't even want to see the takeoff now. I almost feel like I could fly like the first half of the flight off stream and then start the stream when we're on our final leg of the flight. And then everybody would be happy. So right now it feels like I'm talking to myself. I don't know. You watched Captain Arish last night play Stray, very interesting game where you're or in the role of a cat who's lost its memory, is trying to put clues together. Very interesting game, to admit. Bit creepy in some parts, but yeah, interesting concept. So far, everybody said the reviews are overwhelmingly positive for the game. We get another ad gold. All right, yeah, empty server. Hard to believe I'm on the server on this area right now. There's nobody else here with me. That seems to be a bit weird. It's all right. I'm going to finish out the rest of my coffee. So I'm thinking for the Route 66, I'm trying to think of a plane that would be somewhat stable to fly if we don't have, like, autopilot and all that, that we can just take off and kind of level off and the plane will be fairly good on its own. Like if I have to step away, it's not going to suddenly drop out. But I also have to make sure I have enough, it has the range for the flight as well. Since I do use fuel now, I turn that on. Alright, so here comes this little this edge here and couple little islands. I don't know if this is like, I don't see major population areas. I'm sure there is some sort of population around here, but this is just looks like dry land, although that looks like a road of some kind. I took off at 20 after 7 this morning. It's 8:07 now, so we're not quite at the full hour mark. So I think we're going to get there about an hour, maybe less, or just under an hour. We cross over our first nav point. And that is sitting at the end of runway 2. So that is towards the northern part of the runway, airport, I guess. What is that? VTD. So we're looking. We're actually going to fly over where the terminal is for that airport. The part where once you land, you would park the plane and all that. So that should be easy to spot from the air. See, that almost looks like population, but it's also guessing it is, but it's hard to tell from this altitude. Alright, so let's see here. So these are, it's the second island there. All right. So, yep, we're getting closer, folks. To our first nav point. Oops. Except we're turning to the left a little too much. Now, if we follow this needle, not so much the compass up at the top left there, we should go right to our it should take us right to that VOR DME and cross over. We should intercept it at the right location and all that kind of stuff. All right, there we go. I think we're high enough. Well, we're gonna have to get over this low. We're gonna go. Let's see, on a heading of what's the next heading? 127, which is east southeast. Closer to the east. So we have to make sure. I think we've got enough room to clear over. Basically up in here somewhere. Turn towards our destination, our second nav point, I should say. All right. Almost there, folks, for our first nav point. All right, so our airport is on the coast. So actually our airport is coming up right. Should be like almost right here in front of us. So that'll be our first nav point, folks. So yeah, we're doing very well on time. Yonkers 52 has performed exceptionally well today, as usual. Let's see. Yeah, it's like right on the coast here somewhere, the airport. Kind of feel like it's right up in here. We'll find out here in a moment. And I need to get ready to start the stopwatch for our second leg. So we know time at this time, and we'll know roughly how long it'll take to get there. Trying to make small adjustments with the thumbstick. Keep us heading in the right direction here. Now, the tricky part about flying, back in the 1930s, you had to have a navigator who obviously had a stopwatch and chart information and everything that they could verify where they were, and based on how long it would take based on the speed, they should see, by this point, they should see this particular landmark or feature or something like that. They didn't have, they had radios, but it was like, I don't think there was so much radio navigation. Although it was started by Pan Am. That you had a dial like this. They may have had them in the Yonkers 52. I'd have to look to see what the flight deck looked like. Coming up on just about an hour on this flight, on this leg. So we've done exceptionally well, I think. Just gonna see where our... Almost looks like an airport down here. Get a little bit closer, we should be able to determine that is. Hello, Mela, how are you? If we fly, I kind of feel like this is it right here. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's our airport right there. I think that's it. That's or not our airport, but where our first nav point is. But as we get a little bit closer, we should be able to determine for sure. But I think that's it right there. I'm good, thanks. Yeah. All right. So we're looking for. So the area that we're looking for should be like right around here. That where the little terminal for this airport is. and then we know the VOR DME is right, should be like right on this side before we pass over the runway. I think we are, yep, that's definitely our first nav point right there. So there we go. Systems work. Ta-da! It's magic. And before you ask, I had pasta last night, Amela, for dinner. Just a little bit of pasta. It was, although yesterday was a lot cooler, I have to admit, it was nice. The whole day was nice and cool. Even last night was fairly cool, so didn't take long for me to get to sleep last night, thankfully. So yeah, there's that part right there. So our VOR is right. Should be like right. That's that. So it should be like right here somewhere. So we're gonna fly over that. Actually, let's go ahead and dial in our next VOR. 11230. And on a heading of 127. Yes. Alright, so here comes the tricky part, folks, is getting over, making sure we get over these mountains. Now I thought that we were going to be at a high enough altitude to get over them, but I'm kind of feeling like we're barely going to squeak over. So we're going to try to climb up a little bit. Oh, look, we've already picked up our second VOR DME. Oh, I almost forgot. Doggone it. See, I started talking about food with Amela. Yeah, it was nice. So yeah, it was great yesterday. Had the windows open, nice and cool air. So for those of you who don't know either, the beeping you hear. Oh, there's PR1 in the PC6. Nice. Oh, welcome, PR1, to the flight. Get a quick snapshot here. We all know what the PC6 looks like. I've flown it a couple times. Yeah, so yeah, it was nice to have some cool air yesterday. Alright, so this one's supposed to be about an hour 13 leg. I did start about a minute or so after the fact, because today is just one of those days where I'm not like paying attention to my timing, so that I know, how long we've been flying on the leg, so that we know if we're roughly near our nav point or not. So we got to get over this part here, these little low mountains or whatever, I guess. And then from there, it should be pretty much flat land. We need to be at 3,000 feet by the time we get to our nav point of Hotel Golf Uniform. And then, like I said before, we're gonna, as we get closer to that, I'm gonna get down to about 3,000 feet. We're gonna dial in the localizer DME at the other end of the runway for our destination. Turn in on a heading of 214, and we should be lined up. We're good to go. Now this part's going to, it may be even longer because we're climbing, and so we're not going nearly as fast as we were a moment ago. We've lost a little bit of speed. I should have let the plane climb up to about 8,000 feet on departure. That way we'd already be where we need to be for this part of the flight. I think we're going to make it over. It just seems like, and maybe it's just a bit of a optical illusion, it just seems like we're not high enough, but I think we'll be okay. If I have to, I'll pull back on the stick a little bit. But I don't want to go too much, because then we run the risk of stalling the plane. And we don't want to do that. Alright, I think I'm going to take a... Oh, I want to say 24... Pier 1 landed at that airport there. Huh. Oh, so anyways, as I was saying, the beeping you hear in the background, that is the Morse code. That's the 3-letter code for Hotel Golf Uniform. So if you know Morse code, which I think pretty much all radio operators in the early days of aviation, they all knew Morse code. So they could verify, if that was, when they started using that, they knew they were heading the right direction. They could pick up that signal. Oh, lost PR1. Oh, okay. They were just right here a moment ago. I don't know what happened. Or maybe it was a test run. Don't know. Oh. Well, let me accept. There we go. All right. Oop. Oh. Oopsie daisy. See, that's what I was afraid of doing. So it says they're on the server, but I don't see them. Sometimes you never know. A multiplayer system in this sim seems to be a bit odd sometimes. Just never know what you're going to get, and if it's going to have its hiccups or not. Wonder, let me see if I need to invite. Oh, on the home page. All right, now. Going a little bit of bumpy over these mountains. Oh, we got 5 people watching now. See, it's like an alarm goes off. Oh, he's on his final leg of the trip, folks. It's time to go in and watch. Oh my goodness. I think we'll get over these mountains. I just wanted to have enough altitude just to be on the safe side. If we crash in the mountains, every passenger for themselves. Good luck. The Uncle B Sim channel is not responsible for anything that happens once we crash. You're on your own. So this says we've been flying for about 10 minutes. It's like 11 minutes now. Alright, so on this part it says it's supposed to be about an hour and 13 to our second nav point. 139 nautical miles. Must have bored people talking numbers and stuff. All right, so if my calculations are correct, then we have just about an hour left of flying in this heading. Almost clear of all these mountains here. Once we're on the other side, we can descend a little bit. Pick up just a bit of speed. Lean the mixture just a bit more. So yeah, navigating down here has not been. It's we've had our challenges once we've in some of the areas we've not picked up the VOR DME until much later. In the flight, they're pretty low powered, so we don't get the signal until like halfway into the leg, or maybe even a quarter of the way in. You just never know. But right now, we've been really fortunate. These we've picked up right away once we tuned them in, so that helps us stay on track and point in the right direction. It's always a good thing. Tomorrow, Cessna 172 will be in Italy, Olbin to Marina di Campo. Hello, Mick. Welcome. Nice to see you here, good sir. I was half tempted to message you yesterday on the Discord to see when are we getting back on the farm. Or is that a dead project? It's gone into coma status and may not be revived. I don't know. Just wondering what the if that is happening, and if so, when. I know you guys are probably itching to get back on the trucking. I know ATS had an update, it looks like. I know Para was kind of showcasing a bit of that the other day. I think he got the new update downloaded and was checking out some of the new stuff, I guess. I don't know what all was that they did, but he was trucking yesterday. Alright, we are just about out of the... Just been that time of visitors and a birthday yesterday. Well, I knew about the birthday. I didn't... Well, I mean, it's your business about the visitors. I remember you said something about the birthday. So... Yeah, I wasn't sure, because I've been playing that other game, as Mello likes to call it. And I try not to get too, like, if I was concerned that if you were, like, suddenly wanting to get back on the farm and stream on the farm, and I was like, well, but after a certain point, I'm like, I think it's not going to happen tonight, so we did some running around, running and gunning, shooting and looting, winking and a blinking. So, yeah. I may stream it Saturday. I don't know. We may be doing a raid, the Division 2. I may stream it, but I'm not sure about it. The key will be the communication part. how can I communicate to you all? Because you're not going to hear everybody else's voices, just mine, in theory. But I can't talk over, I can't describe stuff, or, you know, I can't answer too many questions while we're trying to communicate during the raid. We'll see what. Right, we are nearly out of the woods, so to speak. Yeah, I was just thinking about it, that maybe I would do it, but I'm not 100% sure. You know, it's the intent. What we're trying to do is we're trying to help some folks who've never been through, kind of learn the ropes, so to speak, and then that way they can do their own raid eventually. But we're trying to have a successful raid at the same time, I think. So it may just be that it's going to be a very long process. You know, mistakes are going to be made, and you know, so I'm thinking about it, but I'm not 100% certain that that's the best course of action. We'll see. It's not like it's the first time the raid's ever being done in the game either, so it's. But yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I'm not 100% sure that I will. But we'll see. All right, we're gonna start losing a bit of altitude now. We are. So we're out of these. We're coming out of this mountain area here. We got to cross over a river next. That's our next sort of landmark, sort of thing that we need to keep our eyes open for. That's like a little bit ahead of us. I'll tell you, I cannot speak highly enough of the Junkers 52. It is a phenomenal plane. It has performed admirably. Put on the video of the aquarium there in Monterey, and that should entertain them for a little while. They could look at all the sea otters and all the other stuff. It's always a good bit of entertainment. Put on a replay of the entire 24-hour Le Mans. That'll definitely keep them entertained. Maybe for all of 10 minutes. Like, this is boring. You're just going around and around and around. I don't know about this. Put on a replay of a Chicago Bears game. That might keep them entertained. Oh, that's right. There's not football right now. A replay of a game from last season. How about that? Or you could do one better. You give them a thing of twine and two tin cans and say, you both you take one and go to the separate and see if you can talk to each other through that. Oh, nice. Nice, Mick. Yeah, I wish I could have. They just had the Oshkosh Air Show and all that this past weekend. I really wish I could have gone. Because it was, they announced it. It was almost like a last minute sort of thing. I'd really like to go to that one year. They used to have an air show at the airport not far from where I live, but I don't know if they're ever going to do that again. And it's not an easy airport to get to. Like, it's not like I can walk there. Well, I could, but it'd not be very safe. Um, I would like to go to an air show. Like, I'd like to go to a proper air show with all kinds of planes and stuff. Alright, I think this is a good point to, because I think I see that river coming up. This kind of looks like a river area. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back, folks. Oh, thank you for the 100 bits there, Mick. Appreciate that. So we are getting a little bit off track here. Fear not, we'll be fine. Oh yeah, you missed the, young Addies was here earlier, talking about he's working on a go-kart, fixing it up, I guess. Not sure what, what's going on with that, but that's what young Joseph is up to, apparently. Alright, so I'm seeing... a lot of wind. Seems like, even though I have just clear weather, but the wind seems to be a bit pushing us one way or the other. It's either I'm overcorrecting or not correcting enough. Alright, let me have a look at our skyvector.com Doppler radar. The most accurate weather predictions ever in the history of anything. Our predictions are so accurate, you'll want us to give you the winning lottery numbers. I have no idea, Mick. I have no idea. You got me on that one. I asked some questions, and I think he buggered off. You know, he got back under the hood, so to speak. He's under the under the vehicle right now, whacking at things with a hammer probably, and trying to wrench things, and he's got the spanner and the hammer and who knows what else. I don't know. All right, so we are. So there's that, and it's like so there's supposed to be like an island kind of a area here in this river. It may be, well, looks smaller from up here, but we may be flying over it here in a moment. And then from there, yeah, we're getting there, folks. We've only got a little bit left to go. Been flying for 29, almost 30 minutes on this leg. Still got a bit of flying to do. I use planks of wood and cram wheels. Yeah. I don't know. I was like, did he get a job? I know he was trying to get a job doing that, but I don't know if that's what's happened, or he didn't say anything that he got a job through the job center repairing go-karts. So I don't know. Or maybe they were like, well, if you can fix this one, then you might have a job. I have no idea. You're as perplexed as I am. And Mick, whatever, do yourself a favor. Don't go watch Joseph's golfing endeavors the last week or so, especially last week. Or earlier, yeah, going into last week or end of last week or something. Yeah, you might want to steer clear of those. Yes, he was. And not just like, how can I say it? Not just like what you would consider to be acceptable swearing. He was getting into swear words that were not were just very unacceptable. Let's put it that way. I told him if I was still living at home and I swore like that, my mom would wash my mouth out with soap. uh, I get shocked sometimes when my mom swears, and I'm like, because I'm not used to hearing that. Mom, where did the foul language come from? No, I don't think he was streaming today. No, this was like towards the end of last week, over the weekend kind of thing. So yeah, it was. Let's put it this way: he was using words that was starting to get Bex a little uh, unhappy. I'll just leave it at that. Not words, but a particular word that when I heard him use it, I was like, wait, what? No, he did not just say that. Okay, so these. Yeah. Because Bex was like, I don't mind swearing, but yeah, you're crossing a line there. He was golfing with Chris, I think, on Chris's birthday, and was swearing, and then it's like, wow, Joseph, it's not even your stream when you're swearing like this. And he said, yeah, it's. I told him basically it was so bad, Mick, that both Chris and I said, yeah, if Mick was in the chat right now, you'd be getting a stern talking to, and you would not like it. Yeah, I think you would have probably wanted to reach through the internet and smack him a bit just to get him to wake up. Oh, we love you, Joseph, but oh my goodness. It's shocking sometimes. No, not recently, Amela. Apparently, it's just he lets loose in big ways. It starts off with the normal swearing, and then it just goes downhill from there. Yeah, I know. That's what I would suggest as well, but he's determined. And, the funny thing is, golf in real life, most people get so frustrated they start swearing uncontrollably. Because you know, they say golf is like a lot like life. Things are going well and you're doing well, and all of a sudden that one shot and it just goes downhill from there, and you're just like, but I was doing so well. What happened? Yeah. So. Yeah. Like I even told Doris about it because we were talking on the phone on Monday, and Joseph was streaming, and I had to have it turned down because I was concerned that he would start swearing so much that even she would pick up on it. Anyways, yeah. But anyways, enough about that. Yeah. If you go back and watch the last few streams he's done, especially on the golf, oh, yeah, I definitely not a game that he could. I don't think he'd want to play in real life. That's for sure. He gets so frustrated with it. He'd probably break clubs or toss them into the pond or something. I haven't played golf in ages. I used to play once in a while. Had some course. I played the course a couple times at Fort Stewart. Played a couple courses down in Tampa over Christmas one year. One of my fellow NCOs, his family's from the Tampa Bay area, and so he said, "Hey, come home with me for Christmas and we'll play golf over the holidays." I'm like, "Okay, sure. That sounds like a good idea." I didn't play very well, but it was fun. Played some couple nice courses while we were there. Him and his dad has memberships at some decent courses, so I got in as a guest. Okay, let's see, how much farther do we 42 minutes on this track. Supposed to be about an hour 13, so we still got a bit more to go. They have a course at Hunter Army Airfield that I don't think I ever played there. I wanted to, but I never got around to it. I think there's I played a 9-hole executive course. I want to say it was in the San Mateo area. Oh, there's somebody else in the A320. Let's see, look around behind me. Nope. Oh, finally somebody else on the server. played a really nice course, although it was very hilly in Berkeley many years ago. Yeah, never. There's some courses around here, but never played since I've been here. My swing must be atrocious by now, since I haven't played in so long. I feel like I'd have to learn all over again. Okay. Let's have a look here. See if all right, that's that. All right, so I know roughly where we are now. See this little island here, sandbar, whatever. On the sky vector chart. So we are getting closer, folks. Start descending a little bit. We need to be at about 3,000 feet by the time we get to our nav point. And then we're going to tune in. Once we get close and we verify that we are over the nav point, we will go ahead and turn in on a heading of 214. Dial in the localizer DME on runway. The end of by runway. Make sure I'm saying the right runway. Runway 03. Got that all, got that information. What a Yonkers, yep. Hello, Sergeant Staff, how are you? Nice to see you. Lovely plane. I love flying this plane. I'm almost half tempted to come up with a round the world tour with the Yonkers 52. Yeah, it is. I've of all the local legends, and I only own this one and the Fokker F7B. Of the two, this is by far my favorite. The Fokker F7B has been a bit of a letdown. Angry Horn. Oh, I did not know. Angry One Horn. Wow. I don't think I'd know who that is. I'm guessing it's somebody that's either in Viper Strikes or Two-Tone or, yeah. I don't think I've seen the name before. It would be an interesting concept, that's for sure. The idea behind it. Yes, to both. Okay. I don't think I've seen them in those chats, but maybe it's either they come in after I'm gone, or they're in before I'm there, and it's way up in the chat or something. I don't know. But hopefully you're well, Sergeant Staff. Nice to see you. We are coming into Yangon Airport here in Myanmar. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, I don't know who. I mean, it's an interesting idea, but it would be. I looked at when I started this flight to Indonesia, the old KLM route, which they did in a week, But I started this back in April, and here we are going into August. You know, so there's no 3. Oh, so no 4. Oh, no, 4 ads. Oh, it must be very short ones put together, like 30-second ads in or something. See, I don't see them, so I don't know what all they are or how long they usually are. So yeah, that would be a lot. That would take years, and because I did this kind of like what Captain Arsh was doing, where I'm only flying this route Mondays and Wednesdays. So it's just the last 3 legs of the flight. Leg 30 will be on the 15th of August. Leg 31 will be on the 16th of August. And leg 32 will be on the 17th of August. So, and that'll wrap up this journey. Yeah, it's been fun. We've flown through some areas that we flew through Egypt. We flew through Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, India. So yeah, we've had quite an adventure on this trip. So once we conclude that, I'm going to take a few days off. I think what I'm going to do, I was looking at the FS Hub's list of, stuff to do kind of thing, some suggestions. So I think on Mondays we'll follow Route 66 from Chicago to Santa Monica Pier. And then on Wednesdays we'll follow the Orient Express. That's not as many legs, so that won't take very long to do, I don't think. But I gotta figure out, like distances and what would be an appropriate plane to fly so that we'll see. I like to use quite honestly, for like the Orient Express one, maybe if I did it in the Beechcraft D18, but with the noise and all that, that's might be a bit much. I don't know. Little lakes. Let me see if that's on the chart, and if so, where? Okay, I think. See, there's one that's closer to me, so I think I know. We're almost there, folks. We're getting there. Oh, I'm sorry. 10 commercials? Dang. That's not right. It shouldn't have been that many. I could see like maybe 3 or 4, but dang. I'm sorry. I thought I changed it so there would only be a couple every so often. Dang. 10 commercials. What in the world? So yeah, we're gonna do. I think the plan will be on the. It's happened before, huh? Okay. So yeah, likely what we'll do is on a Monday we'll do, the Route 66 flights, and then on Wednesdays we'll do the Orient Express flights. Like I said, I'd like to do it in the Delta 18, but it's I got to figure out to see if. the noise issue and stuff like that. So Airstream is heading over there in the A320. Just Airstream and I on the server right now. Okay, there's that water area that I was looking for. Okay, now I've verified where we are. Oh, for the Delta 18 has been fixed? Well, since I'm on the Xbox, I don't know that I've gotten it, to be honest. It may be coming in the update maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It might be coming out tomorrow. I know they fixed the stagger wing. They did some stuff to the stagger wing. I'll have to take a look at that after the stream, after I get done with the stream. I do like the plane. It looks fantastic. It's just that the sound was a bit suspect. But marketplace is up. Okay. It may have been there. I just didn't see. I always check, usually after I stream, the Delta 18 or the Junkers 52. Or both, Amela. All my people. Okay. I remember when Fire Sandy flew the Delta 18 upon release in Captain R's stream one night, and there was all the noise and everything. So that's been fixed on the multiplayer side. Nice. Okay, so that may be our aircraft of choice for both flights. The Route 66 and I'll have to take a look at that after the stream's over. He followed this one. Oh yeah, I love the Junkers 52. It's, of all the vintage, the few vintage aircraft that we have, this is definitely my favorite to fly. Thank you, he for the follow. We tested in Scruffy's stream. Okay. I have watched a bit of Scruffy's streams, but not, I've only caught bits of it. I know Captain Ari says he's one of the most wholesome streamers. It's strange when somebody says that, like a wholesome, they're wholesome. But yeah, I watched Two Cats the other day. Yeah, I follow so many people now. It feels like I don't have enough time to follow. Those are facts. I've seen parts of it. I've not watched them all the way from beginning to end like I have with Captain Arish or Allison. I do love Allison's streams. Especially the Amelia Earhart flights. Just my favorite, and I've said it before. If nobody's heard this, my favorite part is when I blew up my plane. Oh, okay, yes, I did see that. I had it on in the background, but I remember him saying something, that you had said something in the chat about that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but when she reads the excerpts from Amelia's diaries, the journal entries that she made during her around the world flight, I really love that. It's just to hear Amelia's own words and her own experiences and everything as she was flying. Oh yes, that's right. You were in the Corsair, yeah. Because Two Cats was in the P-38, and he was his flying was really something else. That's for sure. But no, I've heard some people say it's even more difficult than the Spitfire can be. Like it's its own real beast that, if you think you've tamed the Spitfire, you've got a whole nother thing coming with the Corsair, from what I understand. I do have a Discord, Sergeant Staff. The link should be in the description area on the About Me. It's not a very chatty Discord. It's basically I put in like, you know, like when we're flying tomorrow, this is where we're taking off from. This is the plan. This is where we're gonna land. Yeah. And then if I cancel the stream for any reason, I just put in like the stream's canceled. So it's just basically information. It's not like there's no like a chat area, but if you follow me, then you can message me anything as well. So, oh, hold on a second then. Let me find a different link. It should be on the, I thought I updated it. It should work. Let's try. All right, try this one. See if that'll work. Yeah, it's just basically a way for me to communicate with everybody what's happening. Alright, so we're looking for, let's see, an hour. Let's see, we've been flying for an hour, just over an hour now. So we should be seeing we should be coming up to our nav point here shortly. Trying to see if there's anything that I can, okay, there's a river, small river, that the VOR DME is near. Second one. So. Yeah, it's just that when you know, whenever I had to cancel flights, you know, at first I was like, well, if I'm not on by an hour, then chances are the flight's been canceled. But at least I put in the week. There's a schedule area. I put in the schedule for the week, and then on the, like later today, I'll put in the stuff for tomorrow's flight. So, oh, there's ours. There. Sounds good. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people like it, but it's definitely a tricky plane to fly. So, let me reset or refresh the stream. So we're caught up. We're all on the same page, I guess. Same view. All right. Boy. Oh, that is such a nice. It was one of my favorite planes. I had a couple models of those when I was a kid. Definitely one of my favorites to build, model plane. I can't wait for the day that it comes to the sim and on the Xbox. Oops, boy, it's saying it's way over here now. Oh, so we must have passed over. Okay, sorry, folks. I gotta pay attention here to get ready to land. All right, we gotta dial in 10990. That should help us get lined up. All right, there we go. All right, folks, we are gonna get ready to land. Yeah, it's I fell in love with it from Baba Black Sheep. I used to love watching Baba Black Sheep. All right, let's dial it in 214 on the heading. Bam. All right, folks, we'll be on the ground soon. Yeah, I could not get enough of that show, watching the Corsairs. Yeah, I cannot wait for the day that it's in the sim on the Xbox, because that'll be a new challenge for sure. All right, we're gonna go past 214 to make sure we are back on the right track. We gotta intercept that line again. We flew right over the, is that our, why do I feel like that's our runway right there? That might be it right over there. I think that's, yep, there's our arrival. All right. Boy, we kind of turned early, but that's okay. We got this. All right, turning the laptop to the right real quick so I can focus on the landing. Catch back up and we're on the ground. If you have any channel related questions, I'm sure either of my mods, Mick or Mello, would be happy to answer them for you. Turned the wrong way. The line was to the left and I turned to the right. I should have turned left. Luckily I caught that in time. Alright, there we go. That's as good as it's going to get, folks. Now we just got to get it a little bit lower. Coming in pretty steep. So I was not near my target of 3,000 feet by the time we got to our nav point behind us. We got a lot of runway to work with here. There we go. And there we are. There we go. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Myanmar, Yangon, Myanmar. Local time, I believe, is, let's see, 4 or 6 hours ahead of, so like 10 and a half. So it's like 2000 in the evening, local time. We understand and appreciate the fact that Amela probably went to the fridge. But we're glad that Amela waited till we were on final approach to go to the fridge. We'll be back tomorrow in the Cessna 172, flying out of Olbin, Italy, heading to Marina di Campo. So do join us for that if you can. Thank you. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I came in very steep, that's for sure. But we made it. Leg 25 is in the books now. 32 leg journey. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it can be for sure. Once you power down and or get off the power and just kind of hover over the runway a bit and just bleed off that speed, it'll set down fairly well. So I'm just gonna park it right here. I've heard some people have quite a few problems with the Electra as well. I know sometimes it seems like Allie's had issues with it, stuff failing. But they work around it. They plow on. All right, let me go ahead and stop the 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, much better than the 2.5 hours I expected. So the total time should have been about 2 hour 20, but we did pretty well. The sound is awful on the Electra? Really? I did not know that. Huh. Interesting. Let me put my flight in here on FS Hub. Euchre's 52. I gotta find it again. Somewhere on the list here. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Departure VYSW. Oops. Uh, 10:32. Y1Y. Arriving at 12:43. It just rounded up to 2 hour 11 minute. I did not know that. Anyway, and that will be it for today, folks. I do greatly appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. Thanks for stopping by and watching the latter half of the flight, which seems to be the most popular thing now all of a sudden. So, anyway, I will be back tomorrow. It's 7:10 Eastern, 11:10 UTC, 12:10 UK. Put the flight plan in, or post the information on the Discord. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to. We're going to skedaddle. I'll wait a little bit. If nobody pops in or wants an invite, we will get on our way and go from there. So I will see you all tomorrow. Do enjoy the rest of your Wednesday morning, afternoon, evening. Hey, it's the middle of the week. A few more days of the weekend. Do enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, early Thursday, depending on where you are in the world. I have been and always shall be your host and pilot, Uncle B. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.